Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma Thassa vanti michete yang sapang sapatane sopatan thetang rakathia tamaha puthang puttharupang sakalang sati. First, I want to pay my deep homage to the triple gem Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, venerated to most all venerable monks, and also be a brotherhood with all the devotees. Today we are going to start our 9th day of studying Sutta Nipāta, the ancient collection of Buddha discourses. But today we start a little bit late, because I have some call from university. So today we are going to Today we are going to continue our topics on Sutta Nipāta. We come across the way how to remove the angers, resentment that we study. There are 5 ways of removing of resentment that emerge toward somebody's. Then we can remove by 5 ways that the Buddha have mentioned, like developing metta, loving kindness toward others, developing karuna, compassion, sympathy toward recent person, developing upekkha, equanimity toward that recent person, and also discard him, not to think of him or forget him totally, not take him in your consideration in order to remove your resentment toward them. And also the Buddha mentioned about if the 4 method is not fruitful, you can use also Kammasakatavada. It means to apply the ideas of all living being in the universe has their own karma. They are ownership of their own karma. They take responsibility for their action. Whatever they're doing, so they will exhausted. They will experience. They will get all of those back. So this is the way, the 5 ways that the Buddha has mentioned us to remove the resentment in our mind. And Venerable Sariputta also mentioned another 5 ways how to get rid entirely or totally get rid of all this resentment in our mind by considering or thinking or meditating or developing our loving kindness toward the person. Example, if the person have bodily behavior is not pure, it's impure, but we have to consider the Vichisamachara, the verbal behavior is pure. So like the rough robe that falling down in the street or on the street or in the market, so we take just a good piece and to make our robe to use. And if the verbal behavior is impure, but we can consider their bodily behavior, kaya samachara, is pure. So it's like a water but covered with algae, covers with all water plants. So we can just only move and take a water. So this is the example that Venerable Sariputta has given. And also we can pay our loving kindness also toward the person who has both bodily and verbal behavior impure, but his mental behavior is pure. Sometimes, from time to time, he gain an opening mind or an placidity of the mind that we can experience from him. He's open-minded, he's good, he's kind, but sometimes his bodily action or verbal is very bad to us. But we still consider it just a good thing, like small water, a little water in the puddle that we can suck up and to remove our dusty. And another way that the fourth way that the Venerable Sariputta mentioned about how we pay our loving kindness to those who has also bodily behavior or mental behavior and verbal behavior. Those three are impure, as not good. So how can we pay our loving kindness and our compassion to this person? So we can think like a very old and very sick person on the freeway, and the village is so far from him, so hospital is so far from him, and then he has no good medicine, he has no food, and he has no somebody to take care of him. So we just only a person who drive on the freeway, and then we see him on the way, then we have our compassion toward him. We don't mind about he is bad or good or such a person, but he's very weak and very sick, very difficult. He faced in difficulty, so we just want to take him to the hospital, or just want to give him a food or a medicine or water to drink in order to avoid his illness. Just only that. We don't think about the background and something. So in this way also we can remove our resentment toward him. And the fifth way, Venerable Sariputta also mentioned about the person who's very perfectly bodily, verbal, and mental pure, and then it is very easy to pay to pay our loving kindness toward him, our compassion or sympathy toward him, but very carefully is not jealousy. We have to use our mudita. So metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha should be go through together in order to control our mind not to be jealousy. Is in another ways of bad behavior, bad mind for us also. So now today we are going forward. Sorry. So we just have the first kata that we did not finish yet. Yove upatitam vineti gotam. Yeah, we still on the first line, the first sentence of our first verse. But yesterday we studied about two sentences in Itivuttaka and Anguttara Nikaya that our master Lord Buddha said about Guttu. Guttu Attang Na Janati. And Good to Dhammang.
Napasati.
Napasati. So you know the translation. Good to is the anger person, the person who's anger. Najanati, never know. Atang, the good. Yeah, the benefit or the good thing. Koto Dhammang Napasati. Koto is an anger person, the person who's anger. Napasati, never see. Dhammang, the truth. So, this is the two lines that Buddha have mentioned, have delivered to the disciple. So now I just want you to say something a little bit. It's not much. Try to say, because you have one night to do research, and then how can you do it? Okay, please. Who first? Who come first?
Yes, first I plan. Yes, go to Atham na Janati. Go to translate. Yes, angry a person. Yes, na Chanati. Don't know. Yes, Atham. Good. Yes. And I explain 2 points. Yes, and 2 points. Yes, a good reason. Yes, a good 2 points. Explain Tata Tamikatha and Samprayikatha. Yes, Tata Tamikatha translate a good reason. Yes, good reason. Good reason has a 4 points. Yes, Uttana Sampatha. Yes, a dry action. Yes, a dry verb. And done lazy. Yes, Uttana Sampatha. And Araka Sampatha. Yes, and a sales of profit and a sense of behavior. Yes, and Kalyana Matata. Yes, a good friend. Has good friend. Yes, Samadhivata. Yes, a simple life. Yes, and then has Tatathamikatha. Yes, a good reason. And then the first Samprayikatha. Samprayikatha, pertaining to the future, and has a sphere. Yes, generosity, sala, and commitment. Yes, or moral, and a sutta. Yes, listen, jaga. Yes, donation, and apanya. Yes, intelligent. Yes, and to sum up, has go to Atham na Janati. Yes, has a good 2 points. Yes, reason 2 points. A good Samprayika, good reason, and a good present. Yeah. Good present, and a good patterning to the future. Yes, thank you.
It's good. Thank you very much. That's very very nice. Yeah, that we get all many dhammas here. Yeah. So it is very fruitful. We just try to speak, whether can understand or not, but you can you do it in good way. Yeah, we can understand. Yeah, listen and understand it. Because all of this we know the word, right? Attam, Goto Attam Najanati. The angry person did not know the goods. The goods here just Atta. Attas in Dhamma, this explanation is in many ways, but as you said, just take about the Ditta Dhammikata and Sambrayikata, the two Atta here. So whatever Atta you can explain, but you can not only this, you can explain in another way also. When you see Atta and Dhamma, also you can explain in another way also. But forget that way. Just now you can bring all of this come. So about the Ditta Dhammika is about the good in present day, in day-to-day life, in this world, that all the people, all living beings have to face, have to accumulate, have to gain it. So about the Uddhana, not to be lazy, not lazy, have to try to give strong effort, like energy, virya, also can be a virya, is give energy, strong energy, not to give up anything. When you have your business, you not give up, not drop up the business, just try to do it. Yeah, it is the present good in your life. And Araka Sambada, it's like to, we can say take care of business is to maintain the business. Because when you gain by very strongly effort, try hard to earn the money, to earn your business, you also have time to maintain, to take care of. Because usually we have a lot of plan. You plan to do this thing, you plan to do this thing, you plan to go such a way, but sometimes you never practice. You just plan and give up, not practicing. Araka or Anurakana Anurakana in the four Samapatthana, Uttana and Samapatthana is mean to Anurakana, to take care of it properly. Don't give up it easily. And also Kalyana Mittata, you have to have a good friend, because in your business plan you have many co-worker. You work with somebody, you are not working alone, so you have to have the friend, good friends. Good friend is not only the co-workers but also your family also. Such example in householder life. You know the word householder? Householder life. Yeah, householder có nèគ្រប់គ្រងផ្ទះ yeah, just kahapati in the Pali word kahapati. So in householder life, even your family, even your wife or husband or your children, your parents, your brother and sister also should be a good friend. Should be a good friend. You find a good friend, that person who can discuss, who can help you, who can advise you, or can be with you in such a problem or such happiness. But don't hope too much on them. Sometimes you cannot find a good friend in your family. It doesn't mean your children, or doesn't mean your brother and sister and your husband and wife always the trusted people that you have to share with. But to respect each other, to find a good friend. To find a good friend, you have to be good by yourself first. You have to be good by yourself first, and then you find a good friend. And Samajivita also respect the rule, respect the laws of the country. Yeah, to earn your business, not break down the rules of the country, not the law of the country, not commit the crime. So this is very meaningful. That thank you very much for taking the Tittathamikata, the good in present day, and Sambrayikata also pertain in the future. We are not only thinking only the benefit or the goods in our day-to-day life, but how to gain after life. We don't think much, we don't dream much about our future rebirths, but by doing a good in present day, we are also doing the good in the future. We prepare our life for to be a good living, like we have the saddha, a confident to do something. It doesn't mean we have to do in next birth, in the future existence, but the Sambrayikata mean here, even though it is prepare for our future journey, but it is working in our day-to-day life. Working here the same. It's the benefit to make more fruitful about the present benefit. Example, saddha. Here, Sambrayikata, you have saddha. Saddha means the confident belief and confident to do anything. If you have all of this, you have business, you have confidence with yourself. You have to be confident with your business and do it properly. By doing this, you have such a way. When you have saddha, you have confidence to do a good thing. You see the good way to open your mind, and then you accept the morality, the sila, the good behavior. When you have confidence that you know that it is good or it is bad, that is something controversy to our business or our family, so you start to calm down your mind and take care of your bodily action or verbal behavior. You have to reduce what is bad and gain the good behavior, and then you have sila, the morality, the good behavior. When you have a good behavior, you have sila, you also prepare your food to on your trip to the next birth. And also we have jaga, like you have jaga and dana is, we can say here together, but normally it's different, the jaga and dana, but here we can say together. We can give something to somebody. We have to share our happiness to other, share our benefit to other. You are not only happiness by yourself, because you have good friend, you have good family, you have a co-worker, so you have to share your happiness, you have to share your business, you have to share your benefit to them also, to make them work with you properly.
Can you say share knowledge?
Yes, of course we can share the knowledge. Yeah. And we have a wisdom, we have a sutta. We listen a lot, and then we have a good wisdom to advise them, to share them by your knowledge. This is the good way. Even the Buddha said about Tittathamikata, Sambrayikata and Paramatta. But all of this doesn't mean to do in another world, to do in day-to-day life. Your day-to-day life is very important to do all of this. Even this, even those. It is doing in present life, in day-to-day life. It doesn't mean to do in the next world, to do in the realms of heaven or of Brahma world or of something. Don't think, oh, I just live here and I will get rid of my defilement kilesa in Tavatimsa or in Tusita or in Brahma world. No, not thinking like that. The disciples of the Buddha practice in present day, in life, in present day, day-to-day life, to remove all of defilement, raga, the greed, the craving, lust, delusion, or hatred, anger, conceit. So everything, all the bad quality, bad mental illness or unskillful mental quality. So we have to remove all of this, to practice in order to remove all of this in our day-to-day life. So thank you very much for your explanation about the Atta. So now can you say something about the Dhamma, what you know about the Dhamma, and you share the Dhamma knowledge to our people?
I cannot talk because I take a time a long time. So sorry.
Just some words.
Yes, I can talk a little bit. Go to angry person. Never see Dhamma.
Yeah.
The Dhamma here is all the Dhamma, Sangata Dhamma, and Sangata Dhamma, all the Dhamma. A person angry, never see all. Just I can speak.
That's great. Just try to do that.
Yes, I try. I take time, a long time. So sorry.
You can say more? You have more?
Yes, no.
No?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So you refer here about the Sangata Dhamma and Asangata Dhamma, right?
Yes.
So Venerable Wongton have also mentioned about two, Tittha Dhammikata and Samprayikata. You also mentioned two, so this is the same, equal. Sangata Dhamma,
Yes.
Sangata and Asangata. So what does Sangata mean? Yeah. What Sangata mean? Do you know the word there? The word Sangata?
I cannot know.
Yeah, Sangata become from a word, can be the same to word Sankhara also.
Yes.
Yeah. So Sangata mean
English language.
Sangata mean combination. Combination
Yes. Combination. Okay.
or condition. Yeah. Combination or condition. Combination means to combine, to collect, to make it together. Condition also to get it in group, to make something else. You understand? Combination or conditions, it means to collect all different types and combine together to produce one thing else. Example, we said about Sangata Dhamma. We said Sankhara Katang Chittang. The Chitta, the mind, is the combinator, yeah, conditioner, who combine all the ignorance, the four elements, ignorance, vijnanas and aharas and trishna, the craving. Also, all of those working together and produce like a life, a Sutta, a human being in the universe. So because of Sankhata, condition. Yeah. And we say Sankhata, or we have Sankhara. We have like Punyapi Sankhara, Apunyapi Sankhara, and Anenjapi Sankhara. So Punyapi Sankhara is all the merit or wholesome combined to the good existence or good human being, to good produce a good thing. And Apunyapi Sankhara is some kinds of akusala, some kinds of unwholesome, some kinds of the bad action that we have done before, and then can come to combine or to create like in such a bad way for our life. And Anenjipi Sankhara is some kinds of the more higher state of the kusala and akusala. So asamkata here we refers to a non-condition. As mean none. You just put none here. Yeah, non-condition or non-combination thing. It is Nibbana. Yes. So, thank you very much for your participation, you sharing the knowledge. So yesterday we take the verse from Etivataka and Anguttara Nikaya, or in Mahanidesa we have Gotto Dhammang Gotto Attham Najanati Nammo Gotto Dhammang Napassati. It is just only 2 lines, right? Normally, how many lines that Buddha express his gatha, the verse? How many sentences? One gatha. We have how many? We have
4 sentences.
Yeah, 4 sentences. So now we have only 2, right?
Yes.
Gotto Attham Najanati, Gotto Dhammang Napassati. The one who anger is never know the goods. And the one who anger is never see the truth. So, Gotto Attham Najanati, Gotto Dhammang Napassati. And we have another 2 lines of another 2 sentences of this thing. So, what are they? Let me think. Yeah, let me think. I don't know if I can remember or not. Antatamam Tadahoti maybe. Yeah, Yada Gotang. Narang. I forget one word here. So this this stanza also go further in Buddha's teaching that Anta Tamang Tada Hoti Yatha Kota Narang Hurang maybe. Yeah. Just yeah. Let just put this. Yeah, no need to write. So I just want to explain you the another 2 lines. I cannot remember exactly, but I know the meaning. But maybe this thing, but yeah, I'm not sure the word hurang or not. Yeah, Anta Tamang Dada Huti Yada Kotam Naram Hurang. So it means we see here the first 2 lines, first 2 sentences. Gotto Attham Najanati. The Gutta, the anger person, never know the atta, the goods, the benefit, and the same anger person never see the truth, never see the reality, never understand the reality, never understand everything, the cause and effect in the nature. And Anta Antatamang tata hoti yata kotam naram huram. When the gota, the anger, cover or threaten or spoil the person at any time. When the anger is cover the person, the human being, at that time, tada hoti, at that time that person is antatamang. Antatamang means tama is mean darkness.
Cannot see.
Yeah, darkness and antas is
Never
blind. So never see anything. It's the darkness and the blind is cover everything because of gota. So when we anger, the darkness, the blind, even though we have eyes, but we are blind. The gota, the person who anger, this person, when anger, even though we have eyes, 2 eyes, but Buddha said blind. Quack, blind, anta. So it's blind. Even though the person, that the anger person, the resent person, the person who spoiled with anger, even living in the light room, the hell room is light, and under the sun in the world are bright, but the Buddha said dark. Even though in the bright area, in the bright world, that we can see everything, but the Buddha said it's darkness. This person living in darkness cannot see anything. So remember, antatamang is 2 kinds. Anta means blind, tama means dark. So even though you have eyes, but you are considered as blind, cannot see anything. Even though in this room dark or not dark or light, but cannot see. But this person the same, they have eyes, living in the light room, but it is in darkness, cannot see anything. So this is the Buddha said. Okay. Yesterday also we mentioned another 7 quality, 7 points of enemy hope his own enemy to be, right? So can you remember something?
No.
You know the way. So let's say about those 7, whether I can remember or not, because I am also just learning like you, but I just only more 1 step on you, because I'm start teaching. So that's why it's the same, we are learning in the same way, but just only one that I teach a lot, I speak a lot. That's why maybe I can fast remember than you, but it's the same. Just 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, forget. But when we do it a lot, we will come a lot also. So the first, that our enemy hope our enemy to be ugly, right? Tuvano, ugly. And the second one, dukhang sati, badly sleep.
Bad sleep.
Yeah, bad sleep and sleep badly. And then not succeed. Not succeed.
Yes, not famous.
Yeah. No famous. No wealthy.
Yes.
No friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. After that, go to hell. So this 7 thing that our enemy hope the enemy to be. It is hatred, right? Hatred, dosa, hatred, anger, kotha, សេចក្តីក្រោធ resentment អាឃាតគំនុំគុំគួនចង់ឲ្យអ្នកដតីហ្នឹងមានរូបអាក្រក់ដេកមិនជាសុខអត់ជោគជ័យអត់គេស្គាល់គេមិនស្គាល់ច្រើនមិនល្បីល្បាញឬក៏គ្មានទ្រព្យសម្បត្តិឬក៏អត់មានមិត្តភ័ក្តិស្លាប់ទៅធ្លាក់នរកទៅប្រែតដេរិខានអសូរកាយអីជាដើម So all of these 7 points that the Buddha mention here is just only one note to be aware all of these are bad in hope. So not to negotiate, not to get in, not to go along of this thing. So these 7 should be removed from your mind. How can to remove all of this? 5 ways that our Lord Buddha discourses and Venerable Sariputta explain how to remove all of regarding all of this point. You know how I remember this thing. I remember both Pali and English and also Cambodian word. You know, when you read is the first step of knowledge, right? When you read, if you read a book, you get 10% of your knowledge. It is you read. Yeah, if you read, you can get 10% of your knowledge. If you hear, you get 20% of your knowledge. You read, you get just 10%. And if you hear, you get another 20%. Here is the listen. If you listen carefully, you get more than reading. Usually reading is the most important, but don't forget reading is just only 10%. But hearing, listen carefully is 20%. And if you saying, you get another 30%.
Say, speak, talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, if read, it's just only read, right? Reading and close the book and then all. You cannot remember sometimes. You remember very little. But try to read a lot and you will get 10%, 10%, 10%, a lot 10%. And then you will know if it is the best way. Reading 10%, hearing 20%. And say if you hear, you listen carefully and you catch the meaning, you catch the explanation, and you get a lot more than reading. Because sometimes you're reading and you read, sometimes you cannot understand. And go. If you cannot understand, you cannot remember. You know Albert Einstein. I think you know Albert Einstein. You heard about him, the famous and the only physician that's the famous among the scholars, scientists. He said, if you cannot explain one thing easily to understand, it doesn't mean you don't know it. You still not know that thing. បើសិនជាយើងមិនអាចពន្យល់អ្វីមួយឲ្យស្រួលយល់បានទេបានន័យថាយើងក៏អត់ទាន់ចេះអានឹងដែរ This is Albert Einstein said. So when you read, sometimes you cannot understand, sometimes you understand. The word you understand, you can remember just a temporary time, just certain time. And if you hear, you listen carefully, you can get another 20%. If you say, it means you question. You have a question, you asking, you talking, you communicate, even though I'm here saying, and you can question me and you can give your idea, you can say something, also you get another 30%. Ugly, if I write here, I explain here the ugly, and you can also have something about ugly. Oh, ugly is something like this, or the man, we hope this person is in an ugly face, ugly mood, or the form is not good and mind is not good and something. If you try to say, you try to remember, right? And then sometimes you remember that, oh, this thing I try hard to study, I try hard to save it in the talk. So that's why the ways of easy to remember, you get 30%. Yeah. And about hearing, hear and say, you get 50%. So both of these, you get this 50%. And another 70% you plus writing, saying plus writing. If you try to write this down, writing is the best way to remember the word. Write again. And and then another 90% of remember. How is it? Teaching. When you teach, you can remember fastly. That's why I remember this one. It doesn't mean I clever than you. I'm not clever than you, but by teaching, you remember fast. But sometimes you forget also fast. I tell you the truth. When I was a teacher of Vinaya Pitaka, it is like how many years ago? In 2001, 2, 3, and 4, I have been teaching Vinaya Pitaka, the disciplinary code from the Vinaya, from the Tripitaka, from Vinaya Pitaka number 1 to number 13. I've been teaching for 4 years. So in this teaching, I can truly say you that I cannot recite all of the Vinaya Pitaka, but all the code, story, and the Dhamma Vinaya explanation in all this Vinaya Pitaka, you can ask me everywhere. And I can pick up the code and tell you, explain you, and remember, I read for you, even in Pali and in Cambodian translation. Because I teach it 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and all the Tripitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, I remember in my mind. This is in my mind. And not only the Pitaka, also the commentary, Samantapasatika, Kankhavitarani, and some other Tika, Sarathati Panitika, Vajraputitika, Mano Samo Vimate Vinotanitika, Vinaya Lankara Tika, Udra Vinaya Tika, Vinaya Sanghata Katha. So all of this, I don't mean that I remember all of those scriptures, those books, but I can say, I can explain, I can guide you to read, I can bring you some important thing and write down. So by teaching, we remember, but now all of those go back after many years. So 2004, I stopped teaching, just only learning. 2005, I left the country, continue my studying. So I study in university in Sri Lanka, every day writing, listening, reading, So I tell you that I read a book in English every day, 1 or 2 days, one book, 1 or 2 days, one book. So my room is like a library. So I read all of this in books in my library in English. Almost I have read all of this book. So at that time also my English, I can communicate, I can teach in English also at that time, between in 2006 and 2010. But I left Sri Lanka again for Europe, and then starting to forget English language, but not totally forget. I still understand, I still can listen, talk and reading, but it's not flexible, not talking fastly or not catching something, but trying. So in Switzerland I learned another thing. In German language, I go to class every day, 4 hours a day, 11 months, at least 1 year. I study non-stop, 11 months, every day except Saturday and Sunday, and 11 months. So 1 day, 4 hours a day, and non-stop for 11 months, many things, but nothing. You know, my teacher, German teacher, asked me, Chanthy, why you not stop anywhere? You just come every day to the class. You are not boring. You have to take your vacation. Then, you know, I took 3 weeks holidays. I went to Cambodia just only 3 weeks. And I come back and go to the class again and take exam in German. You know, in 11 months, I can say that I am best in the class, in grammatic or in word and writing. But when after 3 weeks, I come to take exam again, I cannot do anything. I forget all of that. I forgot all of this. And my teacher come shocked and I said, Chanthy, what are you doing? Where is your language? Why you forget all? And I said, you asked me to take vacation. Now they go with my vacation. they are not coming back with me. So, but we start to learn again and then again and come back. That is just only thing that I just want to tell you that reading is the most important, the basic. You have to read, even though it is 10%, but reading is very important. If you don't read, you don't know the word also. You just hear. He is always 20%, but if you not read, you don't know what you're hearing is correct or not. And if you're not saying, you cannot earn another 30%. But by saying, you try to remember. You try to correct yourself. So that's why it's more strong effort to remember the word. Hearing and saying, totally you have 50, and saying and writing, you can write it down, you can make questions, you can keep note, and you get another 70. And when you teach, you have ability to analyze, you have ability to explain, you have ability to define, you have ability to teach somebody else. That's why you get a 90%. That is just only, how can I get this percent? How can I get this percent for you? This is for us is like new thing, but for American people it's simply, they know that. I just learned last night in my college class. So we have a 7 points of thing that our enemy hope the enemy. Now time up already, 1 hour already. Maybe we cannot go further. Our Lord Buddha have teach us many things furthermore regarding the Gotha. So, in another way, the Buddha said, Jena ko tena kutta se satta gachanti tukkatung tam bhutang samadanyaya pajahanti vipassino. To carry away by anger, being go to a bad destination. But having understood it correctly, those with insight abandon the anger. So, by removing the anger, also Buddha mentioned in Itebuttaka that Jena kottena kothase, the person who always keep the anger in mind, satta kechanti tukkating. These living beings who keep anger in the mind will go to the bad destination. Tukkatim, tukkatim is the bad destination, or wrong destination, or misery place, or lower place. Tamko tam sambadanyaya. But the person who know clearly by wisdom, vipassana, by wisdom, sampadanyaya means to know clearly about the kota, the anger. Anger is very bad. Pajahanda vipassino. That person concentrate on vipassana, inside meditation, and abandons all the anger. Kutham jahe vipajahaya manang samyojanam sappa matakamaya. One should discard the anger, give up conceit. One should overcome all fear. This is also very meaningful that our Lord Buddha have told us to discard the anger. Discard the anger. This is very meaningful. Kotham jahe vipajahaya. You have write down this sentence. Kotham jahe vipajahaya. Manang samyojanang. Manang samyojanam sappa matakamaya. Sappa Yeah, that is the Buddha said about two things. when the person, the monk or anyone who can remove two things, kota and mana, when one can remove these two things, vipajahaya. You know, it is very important that the noble disciples of the Buddha practice and carry the Buddha's teaching. You know, the Buddha said once jahe vipajahaya. Jahe means remove, right? Vipajahaya is also remove, discard, not come back again to this thing, to these two things. So jahe, when one discard, it means to get away, to throw away, and not let it back to us again. The gota, what is gota mean?
Gota.
What does gota mean?
Gota angry.
Yeah, what gota mean? Anger. And what does mana mean?
Mana.
What does mana mean in English?
I cannot know English name.
But I do teach you. I did.
Concept.
I did told you in the you open to your old note, you will see the word mana.
Concept.
And we translate already.
Yes.
Yeah, concise. Yeah.
Concise.
The word concise is in like in
Yes,
day
yes.
maybe in day 4.
Yes. Concise.
So the ones who remove or discard the anger and conceit, gota and mana. So remember, the Buddha just strongly make a concern that who discard these two things, strongly discard, not let it come back to the mind again. Anger and conceit, one can remove all of this. Sappa matikamiya. Sappa means all. Sappa matikamiya. Atikamaya means to overcome. Sappa matikamaya. Sappa means all. Atikamaya means to cross over or overcome. To overcome, to abandon and go, left behind. So what is it? When these two removes totally, when the person discard these two, anger and conceit, that person also overcome all of this. What are these? Samyojana. Yeah. If gota and mana, anger and conceit is removed, it means they will remove all the samyojana. How many samyojana? 10 samyojana. What is samyojana in English? Who knows? Yeah, feature. Feather. So if one can remove the anger and conceit properly and exactly not come back again by the third state of stream, third state of enlightenment, by anaga mimagga. So it means to overcome all the samyojana, the feather. Yeah, fetter, the feather. So samyojana is removed totally by arahata magga. But here gota and mana, gotas mean by anagami magga, and manas also some close to closely removed by anagami magga, but totally by arahata magga. But when the person remove all something, it means come to remove all the samyojana, the feature. This is very meaningful. Yeah. And also the person just the Buddha just only mentioned again that one of both wisdom, endure wrongdoing. The wise are not strong because of anger. Anatta janano goto citta pagoto. Anger is the cause of harm. Anger stir up mental turmoil. Yeah. Also, when our Buddha explained in Anguttara Nikaya, said anger is the cause of harm. So harmfulness, conflict and problem because of anger. You understand? Yeah. Anatta janano goto. Goto, anger is the cause of harm. ជាប្រភពនៃការឈឺចាប់ ជាប្រភពនៃការមិនមានប្រយោជន៍ ជាប្រភពនៃការ បង្កបញ្ហា so anatta janano koto the anger is the cause of harm koto chittapaka pakotano the anger stir up mental turmoil also the anger also spoil up make the mind unbalanced make the mind is stirring up make the mind is messy it's not to in order in Matanga Jataka I think you all know the Matanga Jataka, right? You know what is Matanga Jataka?
Cannot know English language. I know man of the community. What is
So what is Matanga Jataka? Can you tell us a short story?
Matanga Jataka.
So can you tell me the short story about it?
Forgot.
So
I see. I read.
Yes, please.
so how many person in Matanga Jataka? How many actors?
Please.
តួសម្ដែងមានប៉ុន្មានអង្គ
Especially two សម្ដែងដែលសំខាន់ពីរ
Who is that?
កូន I'm you
In Matanga Jataka in Matanga Jataka there is actors.
Sorry.
Yeah, Matanga Jataka, not Isisanga Jataka. Matanga Jataka is also said about some kind related to our study. Matanga Jataka, there is a very poor man. There is a very, very poor man in Jandala. Very, very poor man. Yeah. The Bodhisattva, our Buddha, was born as very, very poor man in Jandala Kula, in the family of Jandala. Very, very bad clan, very bad family that they consider in Indian tradition, in caste system, they don't consider these kinds of family, these kinds of clan are in society. So our Bodhisattva born as a very poor man, very bad clan man. And then one day he went for alms. The baker, right? Baker. We can say baker is easy. Poor man, it can be somebody else. We can say baker. Baker, how to write baker? Maybe like this. I'm not sure.
Okay.
No.
Baker donut?
No. Nè sông tiền.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So baker. Very slow internet today. Maybe I write in baker, B-E-G-G-A-R. Baker, maybe something there. A person typically is homeless. Yes, yeah. One more G. Yeah, baker. Yeah, a person typically a homeless one who lives by asking for money or food. So, our Buddha was born as a baker. Nè sông tiền. One day, he come for alms. He go around to village, and there is a very rich family, Brahmin, and the daughters of the rich man called Titha Mangalika.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I see. I know.
Titha Mangalika. What does Titha Mangalika mean?
Mangalika, yes.
Titha Mangalika,
Yes.
the daughter of the rich man. Titha Mangalika means the theory she considered just by seeing is welfare, is the good, is the best, is the prosperity. ការឃើញជាមង្គល So she considered about about seeing first. When she get up in early morning, wake up, get up. So what she see is very important for her. And then when the Bodhisattva, the beggar, come across her house and she get up and open the window, she saw the beggar. And she think that is very bad food today, very bad for today. She cannot go to anywhere. And ask somebody to get the beggar away from in front of her house. And then the beggar was very angry. It's very angry. So he doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. So the beggar start determination not to go anywhere. He sleep in front of her house and he doesn't eat, he doesn't take anything. Even though they give lots of money, lots of food, but he dare not to go anywhere else. He dare to die in front of house of the rich man. The tradition of India, if somebody die, the beggar die in front of somebody's house, this house also very, very bad house, very bad luck house. And all the village will discard this house and not communicate this house anymore. So the father beg and beg, but the beggar doesn't dare to go anywhere. But the beggar want the Tamangalika, one daughter. So if you give your daughter to be my wife, I will go. It is just determination to advise the person not to consider as a lower class is not a person. To respect the human being. We are in the same level. Just only beggar or rich man. Rich and beggar is the same human being, the same mind, the same thinking, the same practice. Why you divide the class low and high? So by punishment, beggar take the Tamangalika as his wife.
Yes.
And then bring to the house of beggar. And she always lives in luxurious house, luxurious palace, but now going to live very pitiful. Then he has one son. And the beggar is was very pity with his wife. And he go to the forest and concentrate, meditate, to be recluses and meditating and get a jhana. And get a jhana and one come on the moon. The people gather together. But before coming through the moon, he went to the house and his chair blame him in many ways. Blame the father many ways. And the father want to punish the son and come through the moon. And then all people, even Titamangalika, considered this man is the Brahma, the supernatural beings. But finally get to know that it's the baker, the bodhisattva, her husband. So that's why she said, Eka paratham kama puripanya ne pandita kotapala bhavanti. That is, the Titha Mangalika said, all ones of broad wisdom endure wrongdoing. The wise are not strong because of anger. This is Titha Mangalika 1. Just only want to say it in order to beg, to ask for forgiveness of the baker, of the Matanga. Ask forgiveness to her son because her son do wrong thing. So she said, Eka paradhang puripanya. He said, she asked all the person, the Matanga, or the person who has the broad wisdom. What is broad wisdom? Panyas mean wisdom. Puri mean, what does Puri? Puri. Yeah. Puri mean earth. Pandai, no? Yeah. Puri Panya, the broad wisdom, the person who has a very thick wisdom. Panya kra, panya chran. The thick wisdom and very broad wisdom. Eka parathan. Kama. One word is here. Kama. Kama puripanya. Kama. Please forgive. Please forgive. Eka paratha. Paratha means fall, right? Something wrong. Eka one. Please forgive just one time for our wrongdoing. The son doing in wrong way. And she said another stanza that na pandita ko tapala bhavanti. Na pandita ko tapala bhavanti. So Nepandita ko tapala bhavanti. Pandita, the bandit, Pandita, the wise man, na kotapala bhavanti, never have anger as strongness. It means the wise man is not because of anger, not strong because of anger, but strong of metta, of Chanthy, patience, loving kindness. It is the powers of Pandita, the wise man. This is Titha Mangalika just ask forgiveness. That so anger is very bad nature, very bad element that we have to remove from our mind. So, but in order to remove the gota, now we study in these 9 days. Today is 9 days about the gota, about the vineti. The gota means the gota here is gota. Gota here is like a dukkha samudaya. Yeah, gota is like a samudaya. And vineti is like cessation, nirodha. So, in this 9 days we learn about gota and vineti, samudaya and nirodha. So this is to combine nirodha, samudaya plus dukkha here. Oh, sorry. So the Four Noble Truths in these 2 words. So we learn about this 9 days, about this Four Noble Truths by explaining Gotha and Vineti. That is why the Buddha's teaching just tell you the problem, tell you the cause of problem, and tell you to remove it and how to remove it. You see that our explanation, Gotha make suffer, right? Go to hell, go to the misery place, go to bad destination, go to the lower world, and face some bad in day-to-day life. So the Buddha said a cause and suffering and cause of suffering by the word Gotha. And also our Buddha explained Vineti, how to remove the 5 ways of removing, right? The 5 ways of removing the resentment, Gotha and Akata, Kansai, and something, and another 5 ways Venerable Sariputta explained. And how can it Nirodha to cessation, to cease all of those suffering, and can begin perfectful. So when we get rid of all of this Gotha, become Nirodha, cessation of all suffering, we cease all suffering and can be welfare, very good person. So that's why these 2 words include all Buddha's teaching. So now we learn just 1 sentence of all Sutta Nipāta. We can finish here. Just only 2 words, just these 2 words, but Four Noble Truths and all the Buddha's teaching is here. So that's why by studying, by concentrate all on the Buddha Dhamma, even 1 sentence, it is the meaningful and leading you to get rid of all suffering. So today we finish the Gotha and Vineti here, and tomorrow we will start another 3 sentences and finish, and start the new verses, the second verses. So thank you very much for your studying today and your watching. So today also we have a good thing. So your homework, so now give homework to you, because this is a good way that you can remember easily. Assignment for you, 3 sentences. Read another 3 sentences. What are the another 3 sentences? Yo veo patitam vineti gotam, and 3 more sentences. Visadam sapamiva o sutehi. Sobiko jahati ora parang. Urako jinamiva tejang purana. So these 3 words. So please read it tonight, and tomorrow come say something like today. Just only 2, 3 or 5 minutes each. Okay? Yes. Thank you very much. Tokhapata janam tongkha phayapata janam phaya saukapata sauka onto sape pepane no. Satu.
បានចប់សពគ្រប់ហើយថ្ងៃនេះចប់គឺប្រយោគទី1វិនេតិហើយថ្ងៃស្អែកនឹងបន្តនៅប្រធានបទពគាថាដដែលប៉ុណ្ណាសូមញាតិញោមពុទ្ធបរិស័ទទាំងអស់គណៈជាម្ចាស់គ្រប់អង្គតាមដានសិក្សានិងទស្សនាជាបន្តសូមអរ